Let's face facts. You want one. In the universe of planet-killing guns, spaceships the shape of daggers, blasters and single-seater fighters, it's the trusty old lightsaber that everyone gets hot for. It's a little like saying you can have this F-22 or a samurai. Which is best? No, really, which is best? There's a poll at the top of this video. Let me know. With the upcoming Star Wars Last Jedi about to make its way to our screens, undoubtedly it'll be the lightsaber that captures everyone's attention again. We have our own lightsaber sound effect and we all know what colour ours would be, so let us pay homage to one of the greatest weapons in all of cinema. Let's start with the basics. A lightsaber is constructed in 3 parts: a power section, a crystal chamber, and the blade emitter. The power plant is a solid-state diatom power cell which feeds energy to the crystal, which is considered the heart of the lightsaber and by far the most important component. It's also special because it already possesses either dark or light force energy. The beam delivered from the crystal is then focused and transmitted to the blade emitter, creating a plasma blade. The whole structure is contained within a hand grip called a hilt. Now that's the basics, and I suspect the focal part for many a Star Wars fan to subject me to their opinions in the comments below. Beyond that, lightsabers vary in construction and architecture. Choice of crystal, blade emitter design, and shape of hilt usually depend on the owner and who they follow. The first lightsaber, nicknamed the First Blade, was constructed around 25,000 years before Anakin Skywalker was born. It was constructed by a weapons master during the Force Wars of Typhon and was wielded by a Jedi master called Rajavi. Its construction was the foundation of all future lightsabers. As I mentioned earlier, lightsabers use special crystals to focus and emit the powerful plasma blades. However, there are various types of crystals which effectively vary the colour of the blade. The earlier proto-blades used synthetic crystals which vary the colour of the blades depending on their formation. The natural crystals were discovered on Ilum. These only produced blue and green blades. Eventually, kyber crystals were discovered, which added more colours. These crystals were then energized by the Jedi using light force energy during the construction of the lightsaber, thus creating a bond between owner and blade. By the time of the first movies, the Jedi Order ran pretty much a monopoly on kyber crystals, which were stored at the Temple of Kyber. It was a pretty secure place to store something as potent as a lightsaber crystal, so they were completely safe. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's gone. Oh well, most of the crystals can now be found on the Death Star, powering its ridiculous gun. Being the size of a small moon and heavily armoured, these crystals are in the safest place in the galaxy and... oh, right. They're all gone. As the Jedi were pretty strict on who had access to kyber crystals, the Sith went about constructing their own crystals, which when energized by the dark side of the Force, produced a more powerful and red blade. It was so powerful that there were occasions where a Sith lightsaber could break a Jedi lightsaber, although this was rare. In some cases, a Sith would take a lightsaber from a vanquished Jedi and therefore have an authentic kyber crystal lightsaber. However, the process of re-energizing the crystal with dark force energy after it had been exposed to light force energy would cause the crystal to bleed and created a crimson or red blade. Kylo Ren's lightsaber was unique as it contained a fractured crystal which gave the blade a rough textured effect. There are a handful of materials a lightsaber cannot defeat. These materials, although rare, were used to create armour. Some materials like cortosis had the ability to short out a blade, forcing the wielder to restart their lightsaber. Other materials could simply deflect the blade. Typically these materials were expensive. Darth Vader's suit contained a material called Sith alchemy, which possessed a strong defense against lightsabers. In The Empire Strikes Back, Luke managed to hit Vader on the shoulder only to be deflected, but not without hurting Vader. Perhaps Vader should have invested more and gotten gloves made out of the same stuff. During the period of the Old Republic, again roughly 25,000 years before the movies were set, the lightsaber really took off, but had some notable design restrictions. They were known as archaic lightsabers or proto-sabers, and they required hip or backpack mounted power cells which were linked to the hilt by a cable. The technology quickly moved forward and the power plant was fitted directly to the hilt, and the proto-saber was abandoned with one known exception, a Jedi who constructed a retro saber which still required a separate power plant but benefited from brief power boost, making it stronger than the updated models. Alas, the construction of a true lightsaber is far from being a reality. For a start, the power required to create a blade with the power to slice objects in two is massive. I mean really massive. To cut through steel, the blade would need 20 megawatts, notably less than 1.21 gigawatts needed to travel through time, but still enough to power 14,000 homes before the battery ran out. You'd also likely burn yourself to death in an instant when turning it on. In 2012, a group of Star Wars superfans built a lightsaber using an Arctic Spider laser, which in itself is a dangerous laser and requires special goggles to prevent blindness. Fortunately, you can get your hands on a safe lightsaber, which actually looks like a real one. Ultra Saber have managed to produce lightsaber effects without burning or blinding anyone, which is good, although you'll still need to fork out around $150. And there you go, 7 fun facts about your favourite on-screen weapon. Yeah, they look cool, and we all have our own lightsaber sound effects, and we know which colour our blades would be. Pop it at the top of the screen. We'd be interested to hear what colour your lightsaber would be. The reality is, though, if we really had one, we'd probably cut our own limbs off within 20 minutes of picking one up. There are many more fabulous lightsaber facts out there, and we welcome everyone to comment and post their links. We're looking forward to the next Star Wars movie, and hopefully it will live up to expectation. As always, thanks ever so much to everyone for watching and subscribing, and a big thanks to Whiskey Brewer who has always commented on our videos. It means so much to us to have fans. So until next time, take care everyone.